I'm gonna let you in on a few facts, seeing as how things keep getting realer and realer, and I don't know what's gonna happen. Uh, Fact number one: late December of 2022, Brian Koberger used my best friend to hack my phone. I don't really know what they were after. Some sort of humiliation or suicide, or they just wanted me to snap and go crazy. I have no idea what they wanted. But how we got him to do this was through the promise of an education or some money. My friend denies it, but his story changes all the time. Doesn't matter what he says anymore. He just lies. He lies to his own wife. He pulled the same crap on me that I've seen him pull on his own wife after he cheated on her. So I don't believe him. I know too much to believe that shit. Fact number two: late December of 2022, the FBI figured it out when they started looking into Brian Koberger. Fact number three: they let Brian Koberger walk the streets for an entire week before they arrested him, a man that they suspected of murdering four people in cold blood. Probably because he had my phone hacked and they wanted to see what he could do. It was acting strange. I think they were listening to. I think everybody was listening at that point, Koberger and the FBI. I don't even know where I'm at. Fact number four. Let's go with that. So the feds took over the hack, and then in the beginning of the year, 2023, they started leaking my personal information to every influencer and politician and celebrity under the sun. I have no idea why. To get me to snap or just humiliation or whatever. And then the suppression started. I went from getting 20 likes on a post on Facebook to nothing, literally nothing. I had 7,000 followers on Instagram, and I wouldn't get a single like. I wouldn't get a single view even. 7,000 followers, not one view. That's pretty strange, isn't it? So they've continued this hack for 2.5 years now. Fact number five: they stalk me in the streets. They leak my information and they stalk me using cartel members and I don't know, regular old Democrats. I get gang stalking stuff. So car horns or maybe just people just peering around corners and following you, or throwing stuff on your front lawn, or knocking over your garbage cans, or just screwing with your house from the outside while nobody's watching. They leave a bunch of shit on my sidewalk. Miss Bondi put a stop to that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Uh, but they just continue. It doesn't matter what I do. And it's got to the point where they used my jobs. I can't hold a job. I'd have no money. I've had my truck repoed. Thank God for my family. They helped me get it back. I went from never missing a payment on that truck to all of a sudden I can't even afford a payment. It's pretty strange, isn't it? Well, it's because I can't hold a job. And the reason I can't hold a job is because the last job I had involved the internet heavily. And it also involved a giant liberal corporation. So they paid these people to make my life hell, to try to get me to quit or snap. So what they're really trying to do is starve me out. That's what they're trying to see. This investigation has to end eventually. It's been 28 months now, and they're literally trying to starve me out. I've been a hostage. I've been held hostage um, by my own government. And here's the thing. I'll tell you why. I'll let you in on the last fact. I think we're at 6. We'll just leave it at 6. That's a good number. The reason they did this is because I voted one time for Donald Trump in 2020. They started the sham ass January 6th investigations. And so when the FBI saw a Trump voter get his phone hacked by a criminal, instead of charging the criminal for it, they continued to hack, to try to torture me to death, to try to make some news story out of it, to hinder or hurt Donald Trump's chance at re-election. They used the Koberger trial. They used his defense attorney, and they lied. How they did this was they just won't give anybody any information. That's what the defense attorney keeps saying. Well, we don't have the information to proceed with trial. That's what she said. That's why they delayed it until after 2024, because they didn't have all of what the state had. And what the state kept saying was, well, we don't have all the information either because the FBI has it. It's just one big circle jerk. I wonder why. It's because it was a conspiracy to commit election fraud. And actually, in the conspiracy to commit election fraud, these people committed treason in the process, leaked state secrets, and almost had people killed. People have actually died behind this. That plane crash that went down in Washington, D.C., yeah, that went at 8:48 p.m. There's a lot more to that I could say, but just know that I know that that happened because someone on a government computer made it happen. Okay? So, let's get to the last point here. I voted one time for Donald Trump. And then after that, I have been persecuted for my political views for 2.5 years running. Some January 6th investigation, but here's the thing. Like I said, I voted one time in my life. I'm not politically active. I've never donated to a party. Here's the kicker. I've never even been to Washington, D.C. in my life. Like, ever. So how in the hell can I be part of an investigation when I was not even in Washington, D.C. on that day, or any time before or since? This whole thing has been a sham from the start. It's a deep state cover-up. They tie Republicans' hands. They gaslit me in Congress while that president tried to make his presidential address. It was very disrespectful. Everything they did was extremely disrespectful, and it's all to try to gaslight me. These people incite violence. They pay people to harm people mentally and physically and intimidate them, and I will not be intimidated. The reason I say this now is because I want to be able to share this video with people, and hopefully it doesn't get scrubbed from my phone by the deep state. The reason I come out now is because things get realer and realer and realer every day. I just had a gang stalker down the street, a cartel wannabe, stalk me. All I did was go. I left the house one time. See, that's the thing. I don't even hardly leave my house anymore because every time I go out, I'm followed either by police or by stalkers. It's ridiculous. They just try to keep me in here like a fucking hermit. So the last time I went out, I just went to the liquor store. I want 2 shots of Crown. I got them laying over there. They're empty now, of course. I was followed to the liquor store. So, took matters into my own hands. I waited for him. I let him know. See, I do that. I've been doing that since day one. I just let him know that I know. In my own way. It's usually original every time, different for everyone. And it will continue to be that way. Later on that night, after I had come home from a friend's house, same thing. Same truck. Just so happened to be driving down my block. Funny thing, isn't it? Just so happened to catch me at the time that I was coming home. After he had just driven out of town. I watched him drive out of town. And then all of a sudden, he just so happened to be back at the same time, on the same block, in the same spot that he was when I got home. And I was not happy about it. And so I rolled around for a second. And then decided to come back home. Lo and behold, the second I come back home, there he goes, driving down the block. When he was just on the other side of town 2 minutes ago. He's got no business over here. That truck doesn't live over here. It's not in this neighborhood. I'm done with your gang stalking. I'm done with the deep state. It is time to get this mess figured out before somebody gets killed. I can promise you right now, it's not going to be the guy you're looking at. This is going to blow up in your faces and become a national tragedy, and everyone is going to see just how negligent the Lake Geneva police have been, the Walworth County police have been, the state of Wisconsin has been, and the FBI has been. You leak people's information. You have exposed my family to dangers that they'll never recover from. And someone needs to be held accountable for this today. I am done with your mess. And if I catch your gang stalkers again, we're gonna have an issue.